Check out Navin Lalo Streaming Network for all your streaming needs. We provide multiple angles, video and photo slides, clean audio, recording a full live stream. Contact us at 335-0205. Remember the name, Navin Lalo Streaming Network, bringing real-time events to you.
For all your live events, make sure to choose Swanky Lights, where we specialize in all your lighting needs. Contact us at 358-9305. Swanky Lights.
कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव।
श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव।
श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव।
श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव।
श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव।
श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव।
श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव।
श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव।
अच्युतं केशवं राम नारायणं, कृष्ण दामोदरं वासुदेवं हरि।
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 श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव।
श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव।
श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव।
श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव।
मूकं करोति वाचिलं, पङ्गुलङ्घ्यते गिरं, यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्। श्रीकृष्ण
flowers.
गोविन्द हरे मुरारे, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव।
Hari Om. Take your name. Om Jaya Jagapati Jagapati Anantaya Vishwakeshaja Samishaya Ajadeva Sarvadeva Vishnulokatrinade Kalyan Trishti. Om Namo Bhagavati Vasudeva Nama. Om Namo Bhagavati Vasudevaya Nama. Om Namo Bhagavati Vasudevaya Om Krishna Prachadadevam. Om, take his name. Om Sri Atmaya, his name. Vishwa Sama Arpanasya. By this Katha lifting. Wonderful. Wash your hands. Om. Wash your hands. Over. Ganga cha Yamuna cha Ghodara Swarasati. Say both at 3 times. Om Apastramadeva Sakalyan Trishti Samadeva Mangala Rupa Namostute. Wash hands again. Kalyan Trishti Bhautari Krang. Shamashmile Paras Parsham. Shamashmile Parat Pare. Ram Krishna Rikanam Tva Mata Pratavi Namostute. Kalyan Trishti Samadeva Mangala Dana. Next hand. Kalyan Trishti Samadevam विष्णोरोका नमोस्तुते कल्याण दृष्टि समदेवम ओम रक्षसमदेवाय विष्णुरोकम राइट हैंड ओम रक्षसम कल्याण दृष्टि समदेवम ओम श्री विष्णु bow again to the ground 3 times om shamashmire parasparsham shamashmire parapati take a seat asan mantrasya miro prishtaya rishi sutram charmaha kurmo devam mangalasara deva vishnu lokaya say om his name om Hayden नाम से प्रीतस्या त्रय यंत्रम again om Hayden नाम से प्रीतस्या त्रयंतम ओम Hayden नाम से प्रीतस्या त्रयंतम ओम श्री कृष्ण प्रक्षा ऑफर इट ओम भूर्भुवस्वः सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात् ओम नमो भगवती वासुदेवाय विरमा आत्मा यशन Hayden नाम से कल्याण प्रीतस्या प्रीतदेवा विष्णुलोकाय सर्वदेवा मंगल गुरुदानम Kalyan Trishti Samadevam. So we offer 13 pindars, 13 stages in that soul journey, right? So each leaf represents a month, right? On 11th month, judgment takes place. On the 12th month, right, is where judgment takes place. 11 months is where you actually get to come back to your family once. 12 months you judge, and 13 months you get a new form, right? So it is important that, and during that time, we pray for them at that 13th month. Right? So if we do a Hindu funeral, every month we'll be doing pinda, right? Right? Every month we nourishes of that pushpas or that soul that is traveling. Similarly, as you are doing this Shradh, this is called Shradh. It is not a bandara, right? It's a Shradh where we give compensation for that soul that is traveling. Good? Because we had no shaving, we had no bandara. So during the course, before that 11 months, we perform Paradan, Vishwadan, Mangala, Aditya Dan. So we are doing here Shradh in the name of Hayden. Good, you understand? Question? Wonderful. Take water, bathe in from his leaf, then come straight down. Om Gangaya cha Yamuna cha Godadaswarasati Namare Sindhur Kaveri Jala Ashtamana Nidhi Kuru Jana Trishti Samadevam Mangala Guru Namo Astute Kalyan Trishti Samadevam Gangacha Yamunacha Godadaswarasati Namari Sindur Kaveri Jala Ashtamana Nidhi Kuru. Right, you put a sapari, starting by him. So let's see what I'm going to just now again. Om, repeat after me. Om Aruna Devasya Kapura Yuktam Survapujatam Priya Griya Devasya Mama Saukam Vinayam Kasaili Samarpayami. Om Ilam Kapuram Samyuktaya Priya Griya Devasya Mama Shukam Sarvadevaya Namo. Om Namo Bhagavati. Om Namo Bhagavati Bedam. Om Gangacha Yamunacha Kodada Swarasati Namare Sindur Kaveri Jal Ashtamini Nidikuru. Om Gangaya Mandikinastu Yeru Papa Haram Shubham Telikadam Deva Vevasya Yagya Ashmadam Sarvadeva Namo Astute. So you put in, because he is in a mata stage, we use his sheep here firstly, right? Because he is unborn, that soul is untouched. Right? So you put a little bit. Om, yeah. Everything doing the same routine. Om Vera Sukti Samayukti Yaga Samasarvite Sarvaparam Deva Vashtya Prahikritam Vera Sukti Samayukti Yaga Samasarvite Sarvaparam Deva Vashtya Prahikritam Om Vera Sukti Samayukti Yaga Samasarvite Sarvaparam Devaya Vashtya Prahikritam Om Namo Kalyan Trishti Samadevaya Vishtulokaya Sarvadeva Namostute Kalyan Trishti Samarupaya Namo. Firepot. कल्याण दृष्टि समदेव मंगल मंगलदान देवा विष्णु लोकाय सर्व कल्याण दृष्टि सर्वदेवाय नमोस्तुते वीर सुक्ते समायुक्ते यग समसार्विते सर्व परम देवाय वष्ट्या प्रहिगृहीतम् परिरक्षा ओम रक्ष समदेवा विष्णुलोकम सर्वदेव रक्ष समदेव मंगला गुरुज्ञानम कल्याण दृष्टि समदेवाय विष्णुलोकायिनी मातृ श्री नमोस्तुते कल्याण रक्ष समदेवा वीर सुक्ति समायुक्ताय यज्ञ समसार्विते सर्व परम देवाय वष्ट्या प्रहिगृहीतम सर्वदेवाय नमोस्तुते कल्याण दृष्टि समदेवा पितृ समाज देवम श्री श्राद्ध देवस्य कल्याण ओम नमो भगवती वासुदेवाय नमोस्तुते ओम कंदा कंदा दुबे पत्रा पुरुष पुरुष परि इवेनो दुवे प्रंतानु शस्त्रिना शस्त्राय using of it plenty चह ओम मर्या सर्व वर्णावासर शुक्रानि देवस्य कल्याण दृष्टि कंदा कंदा दुबे पत्रा पुरुषा पुरुष परि दुबे पत्रा शस्त्रिनु चह कल्याण दृष्टि समदेवम मंगलरूपानमोस्तुते कल्याण दृष्टि समदेवा विष्णोरोकाय परधनस्य कल्याण दृष्टि श्वारस्य पूजनम सर्व कल्याण दृष्टि समारूपाय नमोस्तुते ओम नमो भगवती वासुदेवा नमः ओम हृदय सर्व वर्णाभा सर्वसुख धायिनी सर्वलंकार मुक्त्यामि देवी तया प्रहिगृहीतम् ओम हृदया सर्ववर्णाभा सर्वसुखदायिनी सर्वलंकार मुक्त्यामि देवी तया प्रहिगृहीतम् सर्वदेवाय नमोस्तुते हृदया सर्ववर्णाभा सर्वसुखदायिनी सर्वलंकार मुक्त्यामि देवी तया प्रहिगृहीतम् सर्वदेवाय नमोस्तुते कल्याण तृष्णि समदेवाय वंडरफुल कुमकुम ओम उर्तरुणा शंखजापा कुसुम नाभिहम सीमंता पुरुषा प्रहिगृहीतम् ओम उर्तरुणा शंखजापा कुसुम नाभिहम सीमंताय पुरुषाय प्रहिगृहीतम् ओम देवाय विट्ठलोकायिनी सर्वदेवस्य नमोस्तुते Good, you're doing well. Deep leaf, Marahat. Darati Mataya Sarva Kalyan Trishti Samadevam Mangala Lupaya Namostute Om Niba Patraya Sastra Inuchaha Matri Sri Namostute Om Sri Darati Mataya Namostute Mangala Guru Janam Kalyan Trishti Samadevasya विष्णुरोकाय नमोस्तुते गृयावं सर्वदेवस्य ओम नीवपत्राय समदेवाय विष्णुलोका नमोस्तुते गुड बॉय put it like this, right? Sadhamaya Bada. Om Traiguna Charana Devaya Bela Patraya Sarva Namostute Om Traiguna Charan Devaya Namostute Kalyana Trishni Samaprabhayini Mangala Bela Patraya Sasra Inu Chaha Kalyana Trishni Samadevaya Mangala Guru Dhyanam कल्याण तृष्णि समदेवस्य विष्णु लोकाय सर्व कल्याण तृष्णि मातृश्री नमोस्तुते कल्याण तृष्णि समदेवम मंगलदेवम गुरुदेवाय नमोस्तुते ओम श्री त्रैगुणस्य never be happy. Yeah. Flowers. Om Malikari Sugandeni Malatai Nivai Prabhu Mala Hirtani Pushtapani Prahigrihitam. Om Malikari Sugandeni Malatai Nivai Prabhu Mala Hirtani Pushtapani Prahigrihitam Sarvadevaya नमोस्तुते मालिकरी सुगंधेनी मालतैनि वै प्रभु माला हिरटानि पुष्टपानि प्रहिकृतं सर्वदेवाय नमोस्तुते कल्याण दृष्टि समदेवाय विष्णुरोकाय नमोस्तुते Put 155 put underneath, right? मलिदेवस्य कल्याण दृष्टि समदेवस्य विष्णुरोकम मंगला गुरु नमोस्तुते. Take this. Offer right through. Om आसन मंत्रस्य मीरो पृष्ठाय ऋषि सूत्रम चन्महा कूर्मो देवम वासनम सर्वदेवाय विष्णुलोकाय सर्वदेवम. Wonderful. Bow. We're going to go by this side now. We're going to do the offering water. Sanamde. Facing south. So you take your hand like that. Right? They penetrate by the right thumb, left thumb, front, back, middle. Am I see it? Right, listen, is a good boy. Take the water. Om Prita Pritasya Prita Lokaya Sri. Yeah, pull it up, good. 5 times. Full it. 5 times, right? Go ahead. No, on top of the head. Yeah. Right. Pritaya Sri Hayden नाम से आत्माया शांति कल्याण दृष्टि. Right. Remember back first and then middle. Then 5 times you're doing it. 5 times. That's 2, right? Om Prita Prita se Prita Loka Prita Samadeva Prita Sya Kalyan Sri Hayden नाम से कृष्ण अर्पणस्या देवा Pritaya Sarvadevam Arpanam. Wonderful. You know the walk now. Om Prita Prita Se Prita Loka Prita Samadevam Pritasya Kalyan Hed Nam Se Atmaya Shanti Bhavasya. Right? A tree. Om Prita Prita Sama Prita Loka Prita Samadeva Se Prita Yadeva Hed Nam Se Atmaya Shanti Bhava. Wonderful. Om Prita 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 Samadeva Prita Lokaya Kalyan Trishti Sri Atma Shanti Arpanasya. Good boy. One more. See why more eyes is better than one, right? Sit down. Taking it, right? This is called a drona. Bathe in this channel. Kushkalam Devaya Mangala Guru Dhanam. 5 times. Bathe in, right, run down. Devasya, taken his name all the time, right? Panchlokaya Sri Dud Mohini Duda Devasya Kalyan Trishti Samadevaya Dud Mohini Shanti Atmaya Sarvadevam. Om Pitri Arpanam. Om Pitri Arpanam. One more time. Om. It's going to be 5, right? Pitri Arpanam. Wonderful. You can rest it down. Put this on top here for me. Wonderful. So once you take some flowers, take some flowers in your hand, fold up your hand. Pray, repeat after me. Om Agacha Deva Devasya Tejasi Jagatpati Kriyanam Maya Puja Griharasya Sushtamahi Om Krishnai Namaha. Om Sri Hayden Namaha. Om Sri Hayden Namaha. Hayden Atmaya Namaha. Avatam Stito Yamahi Dhanasya Puja Nama. Om Dhanasi Dinaya Yam Pratayam Utam Tvamadevadhan Pritasyan Utram Dadeva Vashra Savitram Priyopani Pritam Tvam Pritat Atma Parinam Devat Chakshuraya Om Gacha Deva Devasya Tejapati Jagatpati Kriya Mammaya Puja Kriya Sushtimaya Shri Krishnaya Namaha Om Shri Hayden Nam Se Atmaya Samastyanam Dana Pujaya Sarva Devana Mustute Om Mailani Devasya Kalyan Maliyani Devam Sada Suganam Devam Om Mali Kari Sugandini Malatai Nivai Prabhu Mala Hirtani Pushtapani Prahigritam Hayden Nam Se Guru Arpanasya. Body foot. And bow. So we invited the Pitri Devas, 13 Chaukas, to take their seats so we can worship in Hayden's name. Right? At this point in time now, we're going to invite that soul of Hayden to be present in this home so the puja can be completed in his honor. Right? Now we invite him here. Put the flowers again. Om Tapasya Ye Andrirasya Tapasya Ye Swaryaho Tapoye Chakshure Nanaskara Shaindaya Apitatat. Hayden Nam Se Atma Bhava. It says, O departed one, for those that left before you gain salvation. They become invincible through the heavens. Those who realize and were released from your Yamaslok, so too you have become free to travel in the divine plane of the Supreme. Today as we offer in your name, we ask that you become free from bondage and attachment. So every soul leave this world could become full of bondage. Bondage has been attached to worldly material things. Now ask yourself, what can I give to God when nothing belongs to me? What is yours? Right? Do you think if you're here going to die, you could hide your soul so you wouldn't die? Right? A soul is untouched, unseen, right? Unseen. Right? All a soul does at the time of death, it relocates, searching for a new body to transmigrate. It is transmigrated from one body to the next. But it takes 11 months Vitra Samaj, 30 months Samaj Samaj, for our soul to find a body that is accurately equal to their right actions. The Gita Shradh states clearly, every soul that leaves the body will find a next body to manifest within. There are 8,400,000 species of life in calculation. And that soul can find any one of these species to go and manifest itself to get a new body. But it happens according to Kelas, according to the life you live, according to the devotion you did. You understand? So you can, when you check up the, you have points, right? So actions is like points. So when you check now what point it might be, it could be for ants or a dog or a cow or a goat. But who choose that? God choose that for you? It's you have to choose that for yourself. Whatever you do in this world is what you reap after you leave this world. Right? If you put food in the cupboard, right? When you're hungry, what you get? What do you want to put? You can't put, don't put no beans and looking for beans. You'll get nothing from nothing equals to nothing. So whatever you do in your life, Karadupa Kalyana Trishti, that comes back to you. It is said in the Vashikaran, my friend. It said when a child is born, while the child is crying, everyone is laughing also. They're happy to see a child. So the child crying, very laughing and happy the child come. But when somebody dies, the soul is laughing while everyone else is crying. So life is a cycle. When a child born, everybody laughs when the child is crying. When somebody dies, while his soul is laughing, he have left the material world. Everybody else is crying. So crying is in the beginning and it's also in the ending. Laughing is in the beginning and also the ending. The soul rejoices as departure, while the family mourn at departure. Right? A child cry at entry, but the family rejoices at entry. Look how complex this world is. Right? Look at the way of nature, it's balanced. Natra ka subha rupa kahi katwa. He said, what can you give to me, O man, when this body is not yours? What can you say to me when I know your tomorrow and day will come? I know when you're going to die. You have to assume you're going to live. Not so? What plans you make? What plans you make? I'm sure you plan a few days where you're going to do next week and things already. Right? But the way tells you, as human, we're going to plan, but how much we know about what is in plan for us. I say, when you wake up in the morning, you're not sure to go back to sleep. And when you go to sleep, you're also not sure to wake up. What are we fighting for in this world when they are full of material gains and sins accumulated in abundance? Bhagavan says, if you want to be happy, learn to live this moment. Learn to enjoy this house. Learn to enjoy the people in this house. The day will come when you'll have to leave everybody and everything, and even the body you have to remain right here. So what goes with you? Think of it logically. What goes with you? Only your actions of good and bad. Now the Vashikaran says clearly, man will always say you have to protect your character, right? You ever heard that before? Your character is everything, not so? But what is your character? What is your character? That's a strange question, right? Right? What remains after you leave this world? What remains? Only your name. Only your name remains. So when he say protect your character, protect your name is your identity. And after you leave the world, you leave your name behind. So what are you going to judge you as, a crook or a good person? So who leave that name behind? Only you leave that name behind. Right? You can forget our face and you might need to, in years to come I had to got a picture to remember Hayden. Because you're going to fade from your mind. The picture is going to remind you what he looks like. But the name will never come out your mind. So your character really is your name you have to protect. Because that is what you leave behind. When you leave and you lose that name in society, you lose your character in society. When they see that they hear that name, they say, oh God, that is one big, whatever it is. One big good man or one big crook. They judge you by that name. So that name becomes the handle of your true existence. Make sense? And the Vashikaran says, you have to learn to protect that name, because that name is who you are. Not the house, not the car, not the money, not the body, but your name reflects who you are. Prem se bolo Shri Guru Bhagwan ki jai. Om Armuka Gotrasya Muka Ishatila Devasya Nam Kalyan Hayden Nam se Kalyan Pritasya Saradevaya Mangala Guru se Om Aramuka Gotrasya Amuka Pretasya Amukatil Tejasimaya Diyati Tam Utra Tam Om Hayden Nam se Pretasya Yantanam. Offered by his foot. And his foot, yeah. And light is just there for me. So people will say, when 11, don't do no Shradh for me, don't do this for me, don't do the other, right? But you know what we do Shradh for? Not for the dead, for the soul to find its way. Right? For the soul to not be into darkness, not be lured into temptation. So we have to do it. Right? You know what your mother doing here today? Jason? She's performing her duty as a mother. She's making sure that soul finds liberation wherever it is. Today she is doing puja so that soul will be forgiven for anything he have left undone or anybody anything he have done. She is doing her duty now to perform that wrath for him. Now, I have a magical question for you. You know it's magic, right? Magic is something that disappears, right? So I want this question disappear from your mind. You know when people live in and say, don't do this for me and don't do that for me? Because we are ignorant to the fact of life itself. But when somebody dies, we have to do what is important, not for the body. He says, the body. Now he said, do not grieve for the body you have never known. Is what was inside the body who you have known all the time. Right? The body is just a shell. Right? If everybody lives in this house, when move out, the house has no value. Because nobody lives in the house, it becomes a shell. So when the soul leaves the body becomes that shell. He says in the Vashikaran, do not grieve for the body that is left behind, but grieve for the soul that has left the world. It isn't like grieve and moan and cry, and you grieve of their absence, but rejoice in their journey. You have to rejoice in the journey. Right? You know, somebody asked me once in Shradh, he said, but why we just do arati for dead people? Right? So jokingly I said, we can never do it when living, so you have to get off it now. But the fact remains, why we do arati for the dead is because we are preparing that body to be offered back to God. What is from God goes back to God. So Hindus do cremation basically, right? Because that's how we learn that we're supposed to dispose, have to go back to the elements, and the last remains have to go back to Ganga. Could you throw the whole body in the water? You're going to float, not so? In a funeral, I'm going to go into funeral because you didn't know a funeral, so let's go so you know what it's all about. So the body comes home. When that body comes home, the body is said to be last offering to Lord Shiva in a havan. Right? So the body comes home and the Baba will put the ring, do your thing, purify yourself, and then you're going to sprinkle the water and purify that body, not so? Then you're going to put the chandan vidya masakang, right? You're going to put the chandan, the essence, the flowers, the kasturi, the kesar, the pindas, the ratmalas, right? You prepare that body now because you're going to be offered, right? When you hold your teriyah parasa, where does you just put? Not flowers. Good? So you offer back this body to God. Say, Lord, this has come from you. And but in the journey, we sprinkle water, Ganga Chakalyana Trishti. In the journey of life, this body has been contaminated with. So before we send back this body to you, Lord, we have to cleanse it, purify it, and sustain it. So now it will become prasadam. That's why when I do a funeral, Annie will tell you that I'm very fussy. Not because I like to give trouble, but if you're doing something, do it the right way. Firstly, if you're doing the part, you must be fasting. Secondly, I don't allow 100 people to do RT because out of that 100, 10 people alone, they need me in the morning. Because people go in funeral, you might do it, you're going funeral, but you're eating your meat and you're going. But you're going to offer flowers. You're going to do RT to a body that is prepared. What you're going to actually do is put more burden upon that body was already burdened by sin. Understand? That's why if you cannot do it, do not do it. It's not how much people do RT for that body, but how much do it for the right reason. So I just say sometimes RT become like a papi show. So when the video come out, everybody see you do RT. Understand? So when our body is purified and now our body is taken, right, we have 5 steps. Reversing the punch log, the journey of life, past, present, future, sky and earth. And we say, oh Lord, today we have brought this prasad to you with a great possession. And now we offer. What you put in the body when you reach cremation site? You got all the flowers. You put ghee, black tail, right? You put white tail, you put rice, you put sugar, put gugul, not so? And where you put it? In the big chitta or the big havan kun. You say, Bhojanatu Prabhu Nata Kripa Jaya Devatam. Lord, what is yours? Now it's been sent back to you. So they said, Brahma is the past, Vishnu is the present, and Shiva is if you dare going to meet Lord Shiva. Because what is his goes back to him. And if that body is purified and sanctified before it's offered, Lord Shiva going to take the Bhisma, apply it for it, then the soul going to now get liberation. Right? So at the time of death, 2 things you could become. You know it? Make a guess now. You could become a Bhuta or you could become a Prita. You know the difference? A Bhuta is a spirit. And a Prita is a soul that is traveling to the Supreme. So a Bhut is casted in lower region, but the Prita is casted on the highest. So let's say now, you cannot be sanctified because your sin is more than your good. So you have to go to the lower region. So that becomes a Bhut, going to the lower range. Right? I don't want to call the name of the place. It's a very fiery place. Right? So you don't want to go that way. But when he casts you upwards, you go to the Supreme Being, to Krishna. So now you are a Prita. Prita is a sanctified traveling soul. So what you want to come when you die? A Prita or Bhut? Like Prita, right? So you have to do good actions. Good? Any question? Any pinna ready? Yeah, man. This bowl? Apply for 10% discount, right? Pinda. Pinda is one of the most important parts of Shradh. Pinda is where we create a subtle body for the soul to travel. The soul has nobody now, right? Right? You have no family, no friend, no mother, no sister, no brother. A soul comes alone and it leaves alone. Right? So we have to create a subtle body for the soul to travel upon. So there are 13 pindas. The first pinda is called Vishnu pinda. The second pinda is Shiva pinda. The third is Yamraj pinda. That's why we have to do Mohi on the third day. Because the soul is now going to release from Yamraj on the third day. So that third pinda belongs to Yamraj. Understand who is Yamraj? Is the officer that holds you in that clutch. When you die, you go into a deep sleep and it goes to the Lord of Death who holds that soul captive till the soul released on the third day. So that soul get bail on the third day, you know. Then relief from that clutch of Yamraj. And then that soul comes home. First time to know now it's dead. So Papi will know when people die long time, the most they keep their body is one night wake, next day is funeral. Also, funeral never keep after second day, you know. Before that third day reach, a Hindu is supposed to cremate, so that soul never see the body being disposed of, to grieve. Understand? But now we just keep 7, 8, 10 till the family from all over the world come. And I have a policy, if they never see you living, it makes sense come when you're dead. And they see you when you're living too. Good? So the third day the soul actually rise and comes. So every religion tell you that the soul rises on the third day. Good? So the pinda for the third day is Yamraj pinda. The fourth is Samraja. The fifth is Kavhana. Sixth is Mrityu. Then there's Rudha, Purusha, Prita. Then 11th month goes back to Vishnu. Right? Because 11th month is when the soul actually comes back home. Vishnu is the present. So he come back on the 11th month. 12th month becomes the month of judgment. On the 13th month, the soul now gets his new form. Now Lord Krishna says, well, now all you gain was to be an ant, so you have to go in that body of ants. Or now you have proclaimed to be a dog, so you'll go into the body of a dog. Or a cow, or a goat, wherever you have worked, but that is what you work for. So don't vex with God. I would say, Bhagavan says, I didn't choose where you come or how you live. You choose that. Right? If you do prayers that kind of way, how you get blessing? A kind of way. Understand? So it is important that when you're doing something for God, do it with your whole heart and your soul. That's not your mind alone. Good? And then there's Brahma Pinda, right? Where judgment is now cast. Right? And 13th is Sahishta Pinda, the new beginning or the new birth. It takes 13 months. So when somebody say, Baba, I want to do a 6 months because I have to marry my daughter or my son or my nephew, that is not like a 6 months. Right? There's 11 months and 11 months alone. Right? So if you're going to Shogunas, but you have 1 hour to reach Shogunas. But when you reach Karni Bridge, they call you back home. You think you're going to make it on time? Right? You're going to be shut out of the door of judgment because the soul lingers because you have started all over again. So when you call a soul back on the 6 months, that soul now goes back. Right? Understand? Sadak Kalyana Trishti Samadeva Mangala Kalyana Trishti. So today we are asking Bhagwan to push our soul further. He had Jnana Bandhara early, so he performed all the rites at the same time. Right? First and last at the same time. Krishna Samadeva Vishnu Lokam. Any question before we go on? As stated in the Sankla, the Pindas are worshipped for the Pretas or the Nirvana Artha or removal of any destruction from the state of the Preta, in which the Jiva presently exists. Freedom of conditions states allow the soul to emerge within the Pitris and the ancestors, and force from being misguided and the wandering soul. So sometimes somebody dies and they might have an uncle or aunt, somebody that never finds liberation. That soul become cast out and waiting on a time to go back. So they wait a whole cycle. Sometimes they can trick this new soul to get the space to travel with. So that's why we perform the rites to protect that soul. So you could travel single, not with a cluster. Right? So you know, sometimes we have 100 friends, not so? And people say, he had a real big funeral, you know. But think about it, the funeral might be big, the procession big, but when the fire hit you, who sign up to take the heat with you? Who going to sit down fire and say, I will take a little fire with you there? Anybody? So who goes with you? Nobody goes with you. Right? So when the soul leaves the body, it leaves alone. When the body goes in the flames, it stands all alone. So no matter how much you have in this world, you're still all alone. Prem se bolo Shri Krishna Bhagwan ki jai. Put it down, take one pinda. What is that? Body milk. So here you doing for me, right? When we offer the pinda, taking one donor milk, offer it, turn it over, right? And then you have the stick here. Yes, put them 2 on it, right? So pinda first, milk, 2 stick, here, here. Rest of the day. Ready? Take up a pinda. A pinda is the bowl, right? Take it like this, you put like a thumb like a picture map, right? You start in here, only in these leaves. Om, repeat after first. Om, Adamukta, Gotrasya, Pritasya, Tejasi Maya, Diya, Tav, Utram, Tama Vishnu, Pindaya, Hayden, Arpanam. Offer the milk now. Om Kanda Rupayini Sarvadeva Mangala. This is the leaf here, right? Pinda Samaja Devasya Kalyana Trishti. The one inside, use that first. Kalyana Trishti Samadeva Dud Mohini Mangala Gangayacha. Beat it and turn it over. Cover it. Yeah. Kalyana Devasya Brahma. Put 2 stick. Light it. Right. Go ahead. Next one. Again, Om, Aramukha, Gotrasya, Amukha Pretasya, Tejasimaya, Deyatam, Tab Utam Sri, Shiva Pinda, Hayden, Arpanam. Same ritual, right? Karanam Devasya Pretasya Kalyana Trishti Samadevam Mangala Guru Namostute. No, one is different now. We light in one campfire as we go along, right? Start with this one. Again, next one. Om Armukha Gotrasya Mukha Pritasya Ishatilam Om Tejasi Maya Devam Tvam Devam Yam Raja Pindarpanam Sri Hayden Arpanasya. So even somebody dies and the funeral is not completed, third day have to be performed. Because the soul going to come home on the third day, whether I cremate the body or not. Right? So, right? That's called that. You know what they call that? What do they call it? Dud Muhi. It's done, whether the soul body is cremated or not. Kalyana Trishni Samadevaya Vishnu. Go ahead. Saradevaya and the 4th pinda, Samraja. Om Dayam Gotrasya Mukha Pritasya Ishatila Deva Devam Vishnumaram Tarana Deva Tvam Deva Sri Hayden Arpanasya. Wonder, you're doing well, no worry. Om Deva Dur Mohini Kalyana Trishni Samadevam Mangala Devaya Namo Astute Kalyana Trishni Samadeva. One. Good boy. Next one. Om Aramukha Gotrasya Amukha Ishatila Devaya Taram Devasya Samraja Pinda Samadeva Hayden Arpanasya. Right. Only problem, you have to wash your leaves, right? You've been a little off your leaves. Alright, oh God, you got a nice thing here. Kalyana Trishti Samadeva Vishnu Lokam Mangala. You know how to use it? Kalyana Trishti Devasya Brahma Mangala Kalyana Trishti Samadevam Vishnu. Alright. Good man. Bonan, you go this one. Take the next one. Om Amukha Gotrasya Mukha Pritasya Deva Devam Kalyan Maya Devatam Sri Kavitraham Arpanasya Hayden Arpanasya. कल्याण दृष्टि समदेवा मंगला कल्याण दृष्टि अर्पणम प्रेतस्या कल्याण दृष्टि सममुक्ता गोत्रस्य समदेवम नेक्स्ट वन ओम मूका गोत्रस्य मूका प्रीतजिष्ट तेजसी मया देवा रुद्रा पिंद्रसरा देवा हिरण अर्पणस्य ओम श्री गंगस्य रूपायिनी कल्याण दृष्टि समदेवा मंगल रूपाय सर्वदेवा go ahead, go ahead. ओम मूका गोत्रस्य मूका तेजसी देवा देवो देवमया देवा पुरुषा पिंडसमदेवम मूका गोत्रस्य हिरण अर्पणस्य धूर्मोहिनी कल्याण तृष्णि समदेवाय विष्णुलोकम सर्वदेवम कल्याण तृष्टि गंगारूपा नमोस्तुते ओम आरमुका गोत्रस्य मुका प्रीतस्य ईशतिल तेजम मया प्रीता प्रीतस्य देवम कल्याण आत्मा श्री हिरण अर्पणस्य कल्याण दृष्टि समदेवा विष्णु लोका अर्पण ओम अरमुका गोत्रस्य मुका देवम कल्याण श्री गोत्रस्य मुका प्रेतम सर्वदेवाय देवमुका गोत्रस्य मुकायम देवस्य देवम मंगल गुरुजानम श्री हिरण अर्पणस्य दूरमोहिनी कल्याण दृष्टि समदेवाय विष्णुलोकम लेवन पिंडा ओम आरमुका गोत्रस्य मुका प्रीतस्य सर्वदेवस्य कल्याण दृष्टि समदेवम मंगल गुरुजानम कल्याण दृष्टि प्रीतस्य प्रीस्य मुकरम देवम श्री हिरण अर्पणस्य दूरमोहिनी कल्याण दृष्टि समदेवा विष्णु ओम अरमुका गोत्रस्य मुका देव गोत्रस्य मुका प्रीतस्य ईशतिल देवा हिरण अर्पणस्य गंगाय च यमुना च गोरर सरस्वती नामारे देवस्य कल्याण दुर्मोहिनी कल्याण दृष्टि so that completes the 1 year, right? As the 12th month, right? 13th month is a new form. Whatever he has to take, we ask, oh Lord, we give in his new form. Whatever he comes back, may he find that peace and solace. ओम गोत्रस्य मुका देवम गोत्रस्य मुका प्रीतस्य ईशतिल तेजसी महादेव सतीशा अर्पणस्य श्री हिरण अर्पणम दूरमोहिनी कल्याण दृष्टि समदेवा विष्णु लोका अर्पणम वंडरफुल So Congo Lala is used to protect from that soul being invoked, right? Or be lured into negative qualities or negative places. Offer. Om Sri Congo Lala Devaya Devasya Vishnu Lokayini Sarva Devaya Vishnu Lokaya Sarva. Put please by picture too. Congo Lala Sarva Kalyana Drishti Samadevam. So one of the herbs offered to Yamaraj, a lot of that, right? कल्याण तृष्णि समदेव मंगल मङ्गलनानदेवाय विष्णुलोकाय सर्वदेवाय नमोऽस्तुते कल्याणदृष्टि समदेवं मङ्गलगुरु नमोऽस्तुते कोङ्गोलालसर कल्याणदृष्टि श्रीत्रैगुणस्य कल्याणदेवस्य ब्रह्मायिनी मङ्गलगुरुदेवाय विष्णु लोकस्य कल्याणदृष्टि ओम करम विष्णुलोकाय आत्मा शांति भवा श्री हीर नाम से कल्याण पुरुषनिने माले करी सुगंधिनी मालतैनि वै प्रभु माला हिरटानि पुष्टपानि प्रहिगृहीतम put the chandan in his forehead. Bring this. Five kalsa. Yeah. कल्याण दृष्टि कर सदैव से ब्रह्मावंगल कल्याण दृष्टि समदेवा विष्णु रोकायिनी सर्वदेवा नमोस्तुते ओम श्री कृष्ण अर्पणस्य Come. Two hands. Turn over. Pull up the sleeve. Gang up. Next. Bow. कल्याण दृष्टि सदादेवस्य नमोस्तुते Sprinkle water on your whole body. ओम गंगा च यमुना च गोदरस्वरसती नामारे सिंधुर कावेरी जल अष्टमना निधि कुरु कल्याण दृष्टि समदेवम मंगल गुरु नमोस्तुते कल्याण दृष्टि समदेवम विष्णोरुकाय सर्वदेवाय नमोस्तुते Put one from here, go back. ओम संककृता विशानम प्रश्नम वाय संकरम नानावीरतम नैवीराय गृहा परमेश्वरम कल्याण देवस्य ब्रह्मायिनी मंगल गुरुध्यानम कल्याण तृष्णि समदेवम विष्णोरोकाय सर्वदेवम समग्रिताय हविषाय सर्वनना देवाग्र्या परमेश्वरम हीर नाम से कल्याण तृष्णि समदेवस्य ब्रह्मायिनी मंगल गुरुजानम कल्याण तृष्णि समदेवा विष्णुलोकाय ओम अमृतकम हविषायम पविषाय व शंकरम नना विरंत नैविरा गृहा परमेश्वरम सर्वदेवाय नमोस्तुते कल्याण तृष्णि समदेवम ओम पित्राय नमोस्तुते एतिदिन One more. Put right in front. Put right in front. Yeah. Put one in the fire pot for me. Fire pot. Put it off. That one will put a surprise. Yeah, put it off. Same way. Oh, yeah. And press spoon and not louder. Because hand feeding also. ओम मीठवात भोजनम सर्व कल्याण तृष्णि समरूपाय सर्वदेवा नमोस्तुते कल्याण तृष्टि समदेवाय वेष्टलोकम श्री गृहमीशाय पशम देवा प्रथम शंकरा नैविरम सर्वनना वेत्र समदेवा प्रीतस्य कल्याण तृष्टि आत्माय सर्वदेवा नमोस्तुते कल्याण तृष्णि समदेवम भोजनम सर्व कल्याण तृष्णि समदेवाय विष्णोरोकाय नमोस्तुते कल्याण दृष्टि समदेवस्य विष्णो समदेवस्य प्रीतवस्याय नमोस्तुते कल्याण दृष्टि समदेवम मंगलदेवस्य विष्णुरोका नैवरम श्रीपत्वं भोजनं समर कल्याण दृष्टि समदेवाय विष्णोरूपाय नमोस्तुते Forget somebody. Forget somebody. देवस्य ब्रह्मायिनी मंगल मंगल सरा देवस्य विष्णु लोकाय सर्व कल्याण ओम दूरमोहिनी कल्याण देवस्य विष्णुलोकाय ओम गोशम धनम देवस्य गोत्रमम नमानित्रम सर्वम सपना देवाग्र्य कृष्णाय परमेश्वराय नमोस्तुते दूरमोहिनी देवस्य दूराय नमं कल्याण तृष्टि सदेवम विष्णोरोकाय सर्व कल्याण तृष्टि समदेवम कल्याण तृष्टि समदेवा विष्णोरोका नमोस्तुते कल्याण तृष्णि समदेव मंगल मंगलदान हीर नाम से कल्याण आत्मा शांति दूरमोहिनी ओम गोष्ठम धनम देवा गोत्रस्य न मया कृतम सनम देवा रेव शग्रिया कृष्णा परमेश्वर दूरमोहिनी सर्वदेवा समझियो ओम दूरमोहिनी कल्याण तृष्णि समदेवा like one of Krishna's weaknesses, give कल्याण तृष्णि समदेवाय विष्णुलोक मंगल मंगलनान देवस्य विष्णुरोकाय सर्व कल्याण तृष्णि समदेवम मंगल गुरु नमोस्तुते कल्याण तृष्णि समदेवाय सर्वलोकाय सर्व कल्याण तृष्णि समदेवम मंगल देवस्य कल्याण तृष्णि समदेवम मंगल गुरु ध्यानम कल्याण तृष्णि समदेवस्य ब्रह्मा मंगल दूरमोहिनी मंगल सरा भोजनम सर्व कल्याण तृष्णि सम प्रभादेवम honey okay, let's wait for another line. Yeah, they can one line should be fine. कल्याण तृष्णि समदेवा मंगल गुरुज्ञानम कल्याण तृष्णि समदेवस्य विष्णुलोकाय आत्मया संप्रभायिनी take a leaf of take a leaf of seven spoken कल्याण देवस्य use it out there मंगल गुरु ध्यानम कल्याण तृष्णि समदेवा आत्मा शांति भवा सर्वदेवम पत्वम भोजनम सर्वदेवम ओम श्री गृह समेशम देवा मंगल cover him that's some so yeah double shake nice same process भोजनम सर्व कल्याण तृष्णि समदेवाय मंगल ओम घृतविषाय समगृतम देव मंगल समेच हरम अदापशम देवाचा सरदेवम भोजनम सर्वदेवा आत्माया शांति भवासी कृष्ण प्रक्षसरा देवम मंगल गुरु नमोस्तुते कल्याण तृष्णि समदेवम देवाया भोजनम सर्व कल्याण तृष्णि समदेव मंगल गुरुज्ञानम कल्याण तृष्णि समदेवस्य विष्णु लोकाय सर्वघृता विषा पशम देवस्य ब्रह्मायिनी मंगल देवम one more then here right Buddha tulsi patraya सर्वदेव मंगल गुरुज्ञानम कल्याण तृष्णि समदेवम मंगल गुरुज्ञानस्य कल्याण तृष्णि समदेवा तुलसी पत्रा माताय नमोस्तुते कल्याण तृष्णि समदेवम पूजाय सर्व कल्याण तृष्णि समदेवम ओम श्री तुलसी पत्राय समर्पयामि forget the light to like this too पे हाँ नहीं है पीपा पूरी माला फिर ओम मणि करे सुगंधिनी मालतय निभे प्रभु माला हिरटानी पुष्टपानी प्रहिगृहीतं सर्वदेवं मङ्गलगुरुदेवा नमोऽस्तु ते कल्याणदृष्टि समदेवं मङ्गल मातय सर्वकल्याणदृष्टि समदेवं ओम श्री पितृ अर्पणम. Hold this like this. ओम वीरा सुक्ता समयुक्ताय यज्ञ समसार्विते परम देवम वाष्टियम सर्वदेवा नमोस्तुते. जय गोविंद जय गोपाल जय गोविंद जय गोपाल कृष्ण वचंद्र कृपा. ओम श्री कृष्ण अर्पण. Right, see we can cover. There's some here. Jerry invite him now to represent the body, the soul, right? Purity. So we ask the soul to be seated so you can perform the Vitra Samaj, right? In the name of Lord Krishna. So Lord Krishna is going to take his place there in the name of that soul. Om Asan, not here, this is next, so from here come down. Om Asan Mantrasya Miru Prishtaya Rishi Sutram Charmaha Kurmurevam Asanam Vikishwara Para Pankajam Umasutam Shoka Vinasha Karanam Namami. Put one here. No, put this only. One here. Kalyana Trishti on my foot. Sarva Devam Sarva Kalyana Trishti Samadeva Mangala Guru. Put flower, put tulsi leaf first. Devasya Kalyana Trishti Samadevam Tulsi Patraya Sarvadeva Namostute Kalyana Trishni Samadevam Mangala Guru Dhanam Devaya Vitralokam Sarvadevam Atma Shanti Bhavasya Kalyana Trishni truly represents the past, the present, the future, right? Put her ready, then Sindhu. Om Harya Sarva Varna Bhasara Shubhayani Sarva Lankara Mukyami Devi Taya Prihigritam Sarvadevam Mangala Guru Dhanam Kalyana Trishti. Oh Lord, we ask forgiveness for him from the past. No, leaves alone. The present and the return. Kalyana Trishti Samadeva Urtaruna Sankajapa Kusumabhiham Simanta Purusha Prahigritam Sarvadevaya Vishnu Lokaya Sarva Kalyana Trishti Samadevaya Namostute. Kalyan, put flowers. Mali Kari Sugandeni, decorate it up nice. Mali Kari Sugandeni, Malataini Vai Prabhu. Yeah, put it really first, I will fix the rest right there. Smoke some water. Om Ganga cha Yamuna cha Godada Swarasati Namare Sindhur Kaveri Jala Ashtamina Nidhi Kuru Gangaya Mahini Mata Shakti Rupayini Mata Ganga Namostute. Take this. Om Deva Ganda Devasya Vishnu Devasya Samaprabhayini Mangala Guru Namostute. Vishnu Rupayanam Sarva Kalyana Trishti Samadevaya Vishnu Lokasya Kalyana Trishti Samadevam Mangala Rupa Namos Sarva Devaya Namostute. Om Sri Krishna Arpan. 3 times. You're saying it. Krishna Arpan. Take Hayden name of Om Atma Shanti Bhava. Hayden नाम से कृष्ण प्रक्षा. Om Atma Shanti Bhava. Hayden नाम से कृष्ण arpanasya. Bow body foot. We take this and we decorate his body nicely, right? That's how he come down. Om Male Kari Sughandini Malataini Vai Prabhu Mala Hirtani Pushtapani Prahigritam Sarvadevaya Namostute Kalyan Trishni Samadevam Mangala Deva Namostute Om Sri Bhagavati Vasudevam Om Sri Devam Kalyan Trishni Samadevam Mali Kari Sugandhini Malataini Vai Prabhu Mala Hirtani Pushtapani Prahigrihitam Sarvadevam Om Sri Param Atmaya Samprabha Om Sri Param Atmaya separate, good, yeah? Yeah, here's it. Good, you know the Walkman. Put the forward, is it forward, yeah? Om Kanda Chanda Deva Kalyan Trishni Samadeva Mangala twist. Kalyan Trishni Samadevam under the neck. Karanam Sri Kanda Chanda, 2 hands. 2 wrists. Kalyan Trishni Samadeva Mangala Gurudhanam. Kalyan Trishni Samadevam Vishnu Lokaya Sarvadevam Matri Sri, like this. I like this one, right? This one. Like this one. Your aunt. Your aunt. Someone's your aunt here? No, your aunt. Yani kani cha papani janman svikritani cha tani tani kinashyanti parakshanaya pare pare. These are 2 hands. 2 hands. Yani kani cha papani janman svikritani cha tani tani kinashyanti parakshanaya pare pare. Jaya Govinda Hari Gopala Hari Krishna Vachandra Krishna Kripaya Jai Govinda Jai Gopala Krishna Kripaya Deva Kripa Jaya Krishna Kripaya Jai Govinda Krishna Murari Deva Kripa Jaya Mangalehari Om Jayom Jayom Krishna Om. Pray for him. Om Jayom Jayom Krishna Om. Devana Krishna Deva Vasani Navagriha Namo Krishna Murari Om Jayom Jayom Krishna Om. Om Jayom Jai Om Krishna Om. Naina Chidanta Sas Naina Dhati Pavan Chakita Nama Hamari Om Jai Om Krishna Om. Om Jai Om Krishna Om. Achunada Yama Khela Sonana Ivatama Netra Samaya Om Jayom Jayom Krishna Om. Om Jayom Jayom Krishna Om. Avanayama Chitra Deva Uchani Deva Vitayama Tera Hamari Om Jayom Jayom Krishna Om. Om Jayom Jayom Krishna Om. Avana Chainitra Jatam Nitravatam Retro Natapavi Om Jayom Jayom Krishna Om. Om Jayom Jayom Krishna Om. Krishna Bhagavan says, you can have a seat. Krishna Bhagavan says clearly, he says, as a man casts out his old garments and they go buy a new one. So when the soul casts out the old body, it is in search of a new one. It says death is uninvited but always welcome. Right? You can invite for a wedding, not so? Invite for a prayer, you can invite for that. Right? You can prepare for a wedding, you can prepare for prayers. Could you prepare for that? He says you must always be prepared. He didn't say buy clothes and choose box, you know. It means your actions, your devotions, your deeds. That's where you have to prepare yourself with. Right? Whatever you do comes back to you. You do good things going to come for you. Two wrong cannot make right. He says, oh man, weapons cannot cut that soul, nor can fire, nor can water affect that soul, nor can wind dry that soul. So that soul is everlasting, never touched. You try to throw water in and dash and leave, what does happen? Roll off. So the soul is untouched. Elements will come but will not be able to contaminate. Right? You say you live your whole life from a child to old age. The body gets old but the soul remains the same. You know the size of a soul? You know the size of a soul? You got to put a soul is only the size of a thumb. Imagine the size of a thumb runs the whole body. Right? You have a fan? Yeah. What is the most important part of that fan? You don't know? The two little pieces plug onto the wall. You understand? If you don't plug on that piece, the fan, the current will not come, not so? So the whole fan might stand with all the body parts. But the little piece of plug on the wall is the most important part. Because there's where the current flows. So that is like the soul of the fan. That little piece of plug on. You understand? So it runs this whole body. He said when the time of departure, the soul will be notified 100 days prior to death. It has to die. That soul has to prepare how to leave this body. You have to get detached from the body. You have to understand you have to leave. That soul is already preparing himself. It's only we don't understand. And then somebody dies, say, you know, he was to say things like this. And he was to say things, but the soul was preparing, so he was giving you hints. But because of the materialistic part of life, we cannot understand the hints that was given to us. He says, Achama do yam aratam yam adita sushta ivacha nitra sarva gas titam ta vitra sama. He says, for this self incapable of being outcut, it is uncombustible. Water cannot interfere with our soul, fire or air. He said the soul is unmanifested, unconceivable, and said to be unmutable. Being possessed by such knowledge, you should not grieve for the soul, but fear the body away. Right? You know when somebody die, Tanti, Mami, Aji, Uncle, I want to die, what do you say? The body reach. At the time of death, you are not even recognized as who you are. You're recognized as a body. You see, how can they forget you even at the first sign of death? They change your name from mommy to body. He said, this is the norm of life. Have you not understand what are you attached to when nothing here is important? Even your name they forget when you die. Imagine that, eh? And you see this makes sense. Right? When you, oh God, run fast, the body come in. Eh? Just now gone ready, the body come in. Mommy come in and no, the body come in. Why? Because the person that was known as mommy within that body was the soul, and that soul no more is embedded within that body. So that body is a corpse or just a platter ready to be cooked. How the norm of life says clearly, Atra chay nitra jata nitra mamritum tamayam mahadeva sutra saya. O Arjun, if you should believe the soul is subject to consistent birth, even then you should not grieve like this. He says, if you know that the soul is going to come back in the next body, don't grieve for the soul. You grieve for the body that you will not see anymore. Right? That soul always exists, you know. Even when the body is not here, but that soul still exists. He said, do not grieve for the soul, but grieve for the body that you will not see anymore. प्रेम से बोलो श्री कृष्ण भगवान की जय. जातन हित्रा मिता जानमिता चा tashminatha sama sutra vichaya. That is certain for that which is born, and rebirth is certain for that that have died. So for who die, birth is certain, and who born, death is certain. So what are we wasting all this time? You know, we waste so much time trying to have everything we want, but we're going to leave everything behind. That's why the Gita Shradh said there are two types of bank accounts. You know, two types? Checking and saving also? No. Physical and spiritual account. The physical account, you'll put money in the bank and you can enjoy your life. But the spiritual account will take you through all the difficult days. So if you have trouble and you have no prayers inside, don't expect nothing. Expect harder times. When you're praying, that goes into your spiritual account. And when trouble comes, it cashes out. You find a solution. Somebody will have there and somebody come and nowhere and help you. Why? Because that devotion cash out. Right? So when you put in your spiritual account on rainy days, they're going to come out. You see a car crash and the man behind the wheel good and the man in the back seat die? Because he had things to cash, what you had to cash? You know how we live our life now? How we live our life? Wants and needs and greeds. The more we have, the more we want, the more we get, the more we need. He said, learn to be content with what you have. Don't let other people think about you. Because they work a lot harder than you. That's why they say a man that inherits never enjoys. Why? The Bible says so. A man that inherits will never enjoy because he never know the toil and the sacrifice of building. Your son inherit the house. You think if this fall along here, bother he? Right? But if this fall along, he bother you because you spend money to fix it. You toil to fix it. So he says a man that inherits will never enjoy unless he understands how much sacrifice went into it. How much sacrifice went into it. That's why I tell my old generation, stop saving and start enjoying. Because when you take 20 years to save, they can spend in 2 weeks. Right? When somebody die, you see packages start coming in. Why? Because the money you have squint and save for a rainy day, that is their happy day. Enjoy your life, live life. You know, we live our whole life, think about tomorrow, but tomorrow may never come. Today is important. Today is important. You know, you're doing this Pujarie, Shradh for yourself. Now you can feel more comfortable. You know why? You feel you do something for him. Because this was in your mind, it was in your soul, and it was in your conscience to do. So you have fulfilled your desire to worship. Understand? But which, you know, it is said also in the Vashikaran, when you're born, your parents was your walking stick. But when they get old, who's their walking stick? You are their walking stick. Right? How many people keeping their parents home now? Right? Once your car move, it's not about who sees you, you know. It's about the love. It's about the dedication. It's about the time spending. When you get old, you don't need wealth, you know. You don't need money, you know. You need your children love. You need your children affection. You need a little smile, a little plate of food. That's all you need. Right? But how much clothes you go wear then? How much place you go then? Right? But he says clearly, oh man, do not waste time only what you need, but what you have, enjoy it also. Prem se bolo Shri Krishna Bhagwan ki jai. He says in the next chaupai, Arjun, taking birth, being in the unmanifested world, human sense becomes contaminated of greed, anger, and jealousy. That what conquers us and destroys us, greed, anger, and jealousy. The more you have, the more you want, the more you get, the more you need. But how much you really need? Think about your wants and your needs. You want it, but you don't need it. You know what a house needs? A plate of food, pleasant face. You know, your face every day. You say when you want to see how you live your life, look at yourself in the mirror. And if you are happy at what you see in the mirror, then you are content with your life. And if you are not content with what you see in the mirror, change your life. Nobody can do it for you but you. Right? When you want to see how much things and complain how much you have, walk in the hospital and some people suffering without a cure. How much lose their foot or their hand? How much paralyzed in a bed feeding out a tube? Then you can see how much you do have. Right? But it says, once you can walk and talk and have food in your house, you are blessed. Do not take advantage. Prem se bolo Shri Krishna Bhagwan ki jai. He says, Arjun, Deva Nitra Acham Deva Sara Bharatam Tara Devasya. Arjun, the soul dwelling in the bodies of all can never be slain, even though the body may be slain. Before you should not mourn for the soul, but only mourn for the body. The body is what leaves, not the soul. Prem se bolo Shri Krishna Bhagwan ki jai. Any question? Make any sense? Any? Put it on your bow. You put yours by the picture, you put yours by the picture. No, you put here. You put here. You put by the picture. Prem se bolo Shri Krishna Bhagwan ki. You take all the food, start taking all the food. Wonderful. What are they walking like? Huh? Yeah, 5-10%. Prem se bolo Shri Guru Bhagwan ki jai. So the most important part of Samaj, right, or Shradh, there are different types of dan. When you marry your daughter, you give Kanya dan. When you're doing a family removal block, you do Gau dan. People who do ancestor worship do Bali dan. And then there are puja, you give beer dan, you offer the cloth and whatever, that's called beer dan, offering of love and devotion. But in death, you do what? Paradan. Paradan is gift for the departed journey. And the Shradh given to the offerings is offered to the Vyas in the name of Krishna and the soul that is traveling. This is known as Paradan. The items gifted intend to serve the deceased during the journey and give them a hope of returning into this world. It is said in the kingdom of Lord Krishna, the main types of para identified in the Garuda Puran as follows: the umbrella, clothing, footwear, utensils of brass, straw mat or vilakshana, food, gold, Gita, pillow, lamp and sheet. Various gifts are given depending on the tradition of the family. Right? People do different things according to tradition. It is said whoever gives the dan or gifts or the para is said to be given a comfortable space as the soul travels into the supreme look. It is said that Gandharvas and the heavenly being after death receives his offering. One who gives umbrella receives shelter along the journey and receives a place in return. That's what the umbrella represents. One who gives footwear is given, obtain a chariot to take him across the Bhav Sagar or the obstacle that he have to cross. One who gives clothing, it will be shield from the misery of the heat, cold, and terrible wind during that journey. One who gives Gita and gold will separate him from any debts of his owed on his life journey. Right? That's why you give Gita and your gold. One who gives brass utensils, lota, tara will receive the pindas and the water offer, whatever is offering name, will receive upon that vessel. The gift of bed, a mat, sponge, pillow, and sheet say safety comes out during that journey and will give him a place back in the world again. So you're preparing for a comfortable return. The seven lamp represents the removal of darkness and temptation. For the soul has to go through a dark road through Yamlok. And whoever gives the lamp gives light, food, sustenance, that the soul will never be lured into negativity. That is why you give the paradan. You think it is important? But there's a but. Tell me what is the but? When you're doing para, you must never look at what you buy. You must never ask for a discount. And you must never look at how much you give. Give what you can afford, but never ask for a discount in buying it. Then you fail. You're going to the puja store to buy puja thing and say you get my thing off now. You fail. Because when you had the party, you couldn't get nothing off, not so? You say when you give in back as seva, you give with your heart open. But give only what you could afford. That is para. Questions? Question is, Jason? Holy para? You can touch him with it, right? Hold it in your hand. Yeah, one of these here. Sharmani Sida. Itaya Marata Sabhatravanam Devam Pashim Danam Sarvadevam. Take his name 9 times. Om Sri Atmayamavritam Sarvadeva Vetrasamaropam Deva Pratam Vishtarukayini Deva Raja Param Devasya Vishnu Rukayini Devasya Samam Atmayam Sarvadeva Yam Devasya Vishnu Rukam Saradevam. Repeat after me. Om Yata Yama Ritavam Ya Utra Da Paradan Samardan Biuran Arityadan Taram Raja Paradevam Srashtinayam Ashmayam. Om Devaya Sri Krishna Prakshayam Sri Paradanasya Samar. Paradan Arpanasya. Paradan Arpanasya. Paradan Arpanasya. Touch it 3 times, touch it to your heart. 3 times? Put on the seat for now. Touch it to your heart. You can find your heart. Go ahead, 3 times. And come behind, man. Come behind. Right, touch, rest it down. Kriyana Trishti Samaparadhanam. Rest it. Paradhanasya Kriyana Trishti Samadeva Mangala Gurudanam. Kriyana Trishti Samadevaya Vishnu Rokaya Sar. How many coins? Mangala Dhana Vitra. Empty. Vetra Paradhanasya Kalyana Trishti Om Chaukarevasya Paradan Arpanam. Om Sri Krishna. Take it across. Just like you do go down and cross over the river, you do parallel cross over the body. Right? Press it here. Alright. Take a seat, huh? Put that inside it. Hold this. Right. We go put on the food again. Hold it up. Jaya Krishna Hare Sri Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Prabhu Krishna Hare Krishna Bhavatarama Cheta Virasuka Konti Vita Jaya Om Krishna Vachandraya Deva Vidayama Krishna Vachandra Kripa Jaya Krishna Hare Sri Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Prabhu Krishna Hare Kimi Purana Brahmaya Purana Bhaktiya Lavanato Krishna Lokavita Para Vita Samahi Krishna Vachandra Kripa Jaya Krishna Hare Sri Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Prabhu Krishna Hare Devanata Sama Manavata Bhako Navanatuya Krishna Mama Vitaya Yatra Purana Payo Krishna Vita Jaya Ho Jaya Krishna Hare Sri Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Prabhu Krishna Hare Om Sri Krishna Arpanam Om Sri Krishna Arpanam. One more time. Om. Touch it there. Touch your heart 3 times. Touch the pit there. Touch it there. Ready for the Fujo? Yeah. Are you waiting for us? Sit down now. Pass it across there. Pass it over the body. Hand on it. Should put it there. Put the Gita inside it. That's the body. Lie the whole pack. So you understand what you do? So that is called paradan. Right? If you don't tie it, it's not paradan. It's gift. Not to the soul, but to the living. Right it? You want to play here? Nanti line them up right there. And nobody are walking there. Line them up in a row. Space limited here now. before the Hawan, the food had to called before the Hawan. In any Shradh. So you know the person when they get it, right? Kalyana Trishti Samadeva Mangala Mangala Dana Deva Service. Go and have them. Put the food, see your hand on the food. Yeah. Take the water, Tanishan. Put flowers on the honey. It's on the table right there. We could do it right there. No, we don't want to say. Sprinkle. Kalyana Trishti Samadeva. Sprinkle. Go bring the arti for me. Then I go say for them. You put Parsad here? Parsad here. Kalyana Trishti Mangala Saradeva Se Vishnu Lokaya Sarvadevam. Arti. Om Yani Kani, 2 hands. Yani Kani Chapapani Janman Sri Pitani Cha Tani Tani Kineshyanti. एक बार बोलो श्री कृष्ण भगवान की जय. बहुत ही फूल. Holy bag and rest of them. Make it walk in it. Let's raise it and rest it down. Kalyana Trishti Samadeva. Mangala Sara. Prepare for the food. You put in it. We'll go outside. All go in the same place. Once they're clean and when we go outside, bring a lighter. Bring a nice lighter. We use a nice lighter. We use a nice lighter. You buy this song here? Which part? Which grocery? Buy a few for me and I'll give you money. It's good for your temple. What's that? We have seen it. I burn somebody. Yeah. Put some sweet. You have refills or something? Wanna come? Now, if you pull this a little bit, we will get space right there, do it, you know? And? A little more out now, so you can put the food in it under here. What do you think? That will get sappy now. You want to pass? Oh, well, that's so nice. That's so nice. That go walk now, Ben? Again, you walk. I want to put it in and get sappy, don't make sense. Come now, I'll help you. I don't want to call nobody. Oh, yeah, big. Put that a little out yourself. No, you pull it so we can put it for underneath it. right, so đang put in rain now. And then more sa rupa idin some here no se mai bisa rupa no se. Yeah, now that's true no. Put it out and rest to block right here. Right, we go walk right here. Come. Jika bisa orang profit dah, good. Tengok. We get some profit right now. We go walk it. Banyak. Nama brand ni. Dah bisa buat dia. Bisa buat long? Alright. I'm gonna put in rain and get sappy now.
Ready? Alright.
Gangaye cha Yamuna cha. Wrong fire. Om Sarva Papa Haram Shubham Gangaye cha Yamuna cha Ghodara Swarasati Namare Sindhur Kaveri Jala Ashtamina Nidhi Kuru. Om Sri Brahmadevtaya Bhyo Namah Swara. Vishwadevtaya Bhyo Namah Swara. Yamadevtaya Bhyo Namah Swara. Guru Devtaya Bhyo Namah Swara. Three times. Om Guru Devtaya Bhyo Namah Swara. Krishna Devtaya Bhyo Namah Swaha. Vishnu Devtaya Bhyo Namah Swaha. Mix up. Ready? Often like that, right? Same procedure, right? Om Prajapati Bhyo Namah Swara. Om Indraya Namasra Deva Bhyo Namah Swara. Om Sauraja Bhyo Namah Swara. Om Narayan Bhyo Namah Swara. Om Yamraja Bhyo Namah Swara. Om Keshvaya Bhyo Namah Swara. Om Shivaya Bhyo Namah Swara. Om Pitriyaya Bhyo Namah Swara. Chita Gupra Devtaya Bhyo Namah Swara. No, next 5 shall we do in Swaha, right? Yeah. Om Sri Krishna Devtaya Bhyo Namah Swaha. Agni, lot of fire. Agni Devtaya Bhyo Namah Swaha. The creator. Brahma Devtaya Bhyo Namah Swaha. Make 2 shares, like 3, right? 2 more. Om Sri Mahadarti Mataya Bhyo Namah Swaha. Last share, Agni. Agni Devtaya Bhyo Namah Swaha. Om Sri Desdikpal Devtaya Bhyo Namah Swaha. Take water. Papaham Papa Karmam Papa Papa Shamo Achmanam Haram Shubham Telikatam Devasya Sarva Deva Namostute. Am I right, Terry? This guy, I'm gonna get it open back. I got a few. They'll give me a hand. I know that's not kind of. Light up. You open it. Fire, east, west, north, south, up, down. Om Purab east. East, west, north, south. Purab Paksham Uttara Daksham upwards. Indra Lok, dirty Lok. Press it down the fire. Right. Take right this now. Om Namo Bhagavati Vasudeva Nama. Om Namo Bhagavati Vasudeva Nama. प्रेम से बोलो श्री कृष्ण भगवान की जय. Pull hand flowers, give Mara flowers. You sit out. You sit out. So we have performed Vitra Samaj, Pinda Samaj, Para Samaj, Aditya Samaj, Bhog Samaj. So we have given tilak, para, offerings, food, right? Cook and uncooked food. So when you have bandara, they got 5 shares of cooked food, right? And they also give 5 shares of uncooked food. So food for the present and food for the future. That's why I see that when you give gifts for the future. That's why when we have puja, we give seed. So the house always have, because you always offer for the future also. Right? Barakat is not how much you have, It's how you get what you have and how you use what you have. Right? You can have plenty, but it's how you accumulate it, how you achieve it. That is important. Right? They say the worst sarap to get is sarap with food. When you're vexed, don't pay with food. Don't refuse food. Don't abuse food. Because that comes back to you. Some of them they get vexed. Pelt away a plate of food. But it comes back to you as sarap. The day will come when you're hungry and you won't be able to get a plate of food. All who with you when you're good, sometimes when you get sick, them die and gone already, So who's there for you? Enjoy what you have. You have your mother. She's go all out for you. The day she here, it wouldn't be the same, Everybody got a battle on their own. But then again, if she is all good for you, you have to make sure she live long. Treat she good. Feed she good. So that she could live longer, so she could help you longer. But we don't ever look at what is with us. We only wait when they're gone to remember how much good they was to us. Krishna Bhagavan says, do not waste time, right? When time is so limitless. Give, not because you want, give because you desire. Don't give because you want back something. Give because you want to give to secure your own life. Thank God in your way. Om Keshara Pundarikaksham Pritam Moksha Param Devasya Vetra Gangayam Anantaya Sankachakra Garadaram Akshaya Hara Param Deva Prita Prita Se Moksha Moksha Param Deva J Deva Sakalyana Trishti Sri Hayden Se Narayana Vatram Devam Lakshmi Kantaya Danam Deva Shanti Atmaya Sarvadevam. Wherever the soul is, O Lord, we beg that it get liberation. May it achieve moksha, that he will be sustained. And when he have to come back to this world, Lord, we beg that he may get a human form again. We don't know what he is qualified for, O Lord, but today we jointly beg that he has given us second chance. Close your eyes. Sit upright. Om Aravam Param Mananiram Dhyam Sankachakra Akashavatam Pundarikaksham Pritana Moksha Pradhabhava Om Narayan Sabhavitam Lakshmi Kanta Janayam Tvameva Mata Chapita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhu Chasaka Tvameva Tvameva Vidya Dravinam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva. एक बार बोलो श्री गुरु भगवान की जय, श्री प्रीत भगवान की जय, कृष्ण भगवान की जय. Om Shri Krishna Arpan. Look at the person next to you, Mara. Look at somebody next to you. Om Trishti Bhava. See good in me and I will see good in you. You have to see good in somebody to see good in you, Right? Remember the phrase, 2 wrong can't make right, and 2 right will never make wrong. Do unto others as you want others do unto you. Right? Good, Annie. Good. Off it? Yeah. Anybody have any question for me? Any question? Any question, Jason? Maya, any question? Wonderful. Wipe your hand, nothing nice, Give me a piece of paper towel. Wipe up your hand and thing, man. Yeah. Perhaps that time. Take one again, another one. Offer something anybody. Taste something. Come, Rival, come. Come. Actually, we done work. Notice it? Right. Take a milk. And take all the rings after. Take them and bust and put them there. Anishi. Pass the arty first. Bust it, bust it. Yeah. Release yourself. Listen, everybody. Just up, koi sitaram. Hi, sitaram. Says, may the blessing of the prayer be with you. And when they answer, they give you a second blessing. You can understand what we do?
Check out Navin Lalo Streaming Network for all your streaming needs. We provide multiple angles, video and photo slides, clean audio, recording a full live stream. Contact us at 335-0205. Remember the name, Navin Lalo Streaming Network, bringing real-time events to you.